very strong, so I've had it like on two. I'm on like my 13th one or something,
Okay.
14th one, and I still
What
can
flavor is it? I kind of like plain water myself.
mixed berry.
I'm not really crazy over flavor. So.
Yeah, I mean,
May I please
so
have
put it
your
all the way to
attention?
10 now, just one time, just to see what it was like. I'm like, oh my god! It's like drinking straight Kool-Aid packet.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
We're getting smaller.
Welcome to today's Spelling Bee. And I am Xander Lincoln, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Speaka Public Schools Spelling Bee. Let me introduce you all to the officials who will be presiding over the competition today. Judges are Mr. Kaiser and Mrs. Geiser. Mrs. Brockfiler is the recorder, and Mrs. Adams is the pronouncer. Thank you, officials. Last year, Samson Tumberg was the champion of the 3rd and 4th grade junior division, with Ava Cairo as the runner-up. If we could please give them a round of applause. The runner-up for the official Speaka School Spelling Bee was Claire Cole. Hudson Nelson was the champion of the official Speaka School Spelling Bee and went on to represent Speaka at the Regional Bee in Staples. If we could please give them a round of applause as well. All right. For this spelling bee, there will be two divisions. The 3rd and 4th grade spellers will be in a practice or junior division and will be competing first. The 5th and 6th and 7th graders and 8th graders will be competing in the official spelling bee. Each division will compete for a champion and a runner-up position. The winner of the official division will go on to compete at the regional that will be held at Sourcewell in Staples on March 22nd. I will now read the spelling bee rules. The rules for Speaka's 2023 spelling bee are as follows. Rule number 1, the pronouncer will say a word, use it in a sentence, and say the word again. The speller may request a definition, sentence, part of speech, language of origin, and any alternate pronunciations. While facing the judges, the speller pronounces the word, spells the word, and pronounces the word again. Then the judges will know when the speller is done spelling. There's only one chance to spell each word. Having started to spell a word orally, the speller is not permitted to change letters already pronounced. The speller may retrace from the beginning of the word providing letters and sequence are not changed in the retracing. The speller sits down after the word is spelled correctly. If the word is spelled incorrectly, the speller will return to the bleachers at the end of the round, except when following the end of B procedure. The end of B procedure is as follows. If all spellers in a round misspell, the round will all will remain in the competition and a new round will begin. If there are any ties, spelling bee officials may conduct tiebreakers to determine the runner-up in the division. If only one speller in a round spells correctly, a new one-word round begins and the speller's given an opportunity to spell the next word on the list. This would be the anticipated championship word. If the speller succeeds in correctly spelling the anticipated championship word in this one-word round, the speller is declared the champion. If a speller misspells the anticipated champion word in a one-word round, a new round begins with all the spellers who spelled correctly and incorrectly in the previous round. These spellers will spell in their original order. Spellers will be given a pad and pencil for use in this spelling bee. The speller may write out the word on the pad before giving the oral spelling. Only the oral spelling will count with the judges. The champion of the spelling bee will go on to compete at the virtual region Spelling Bee on March 22nd, 2023. At this time, I'd like to welcome the 3rd and 4th grade spellers. Paige Johnson, Samson Thunberg, Ashlyn Winter, Kendall Peterson, Aiden Heckerdle, Rowan Dunne, Lillian Tesh, and Rihanna Nevela. Please sit in the order that you were called. All right, you may begin.
Top. Daphne's room is on the top floor of the house. Top.
Top. T-O-P. Top.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Sit. Mr. Jones asked the children to sit on the floor for story time. Sit.
Sit. C-I-T. Sit.
This is a practice round, so you can.
Plan. I plan to become king, said the jester, making everyone laugh. Plan.
Planned. P-L-A-N-E-D. Planned.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Not. Evan could tell from the sad faces of the fans leaving the stadium that their team did not win. Not.
Not. N-O-T. Not.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Tell. Frankie was very trusting and could not tell a lie. Tell.
Tell. T-E-L-L. Tell.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Pod. A pod of 4 whales was about 50 yards away from the boat. Pod.
Pod. P-O-D. Pod.
Correct.
Help. Mary offered to help her mom organize the mess of arts and crafts supplies. Help.
Help. H-E-L-P. Help.
Correct.
Pants. The baby was a very messy eater, so mom packed 6 pairs of pants for a one-trip night. Pants.
Pants. P-A-N-D-S. Pants.
Correct. Okay, we will now start the spelling bee contest. Speller 1, you may.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. None. None of the cars had enough room for our Great Dane, so mom had to get an SUV. None.
None.
Sway. Hearing her favorite song on the radio, Courtney started to sway to the beat. Sway.
Sway. S-W-A-Y. Sway.
Correct.
Harsh. The harsh wind and sleet lashed against Deidre's face as she scurried home from school. Harsh.
Harsh. H-A-R-S-H. Harsh.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Blast. The kids had a blast splashing around on the beach. Blast.
Blast. B-L-A-S-T. Blast.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Two. It has been 2 years since Betsy got her braces removed. Two.
Two. T-W-O. Two.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Moon. Titan is Saturn's largest moon. Moon.
Can you repeat the word?
Yep. Moon. Titan is Saturn's largest moon. Moon.
Mood?
Moon.
What?
Moon.
Moon?
Okay. Is that here? Moon. Titan is Saturn's largest moon. Moon.
Moon? M-O-O-N. Moon.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Story. Janie loved hearing her father tell the story of the raccoon that got into his tent when he was camping. Story.
Story. S-T-O-R-Y. Story.
Correct.
Baggy. Jules never went out in the winter without his baggy blue coat. Baggy.
Baggy. B-A-G-G-Y. Baggy.
Correct. This ends round one. We'll continue with round two.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Bones. The x-ray showed that Delilah had broken 2 bones in her left foot. Bones.
Bones. B-O-N-E-S. Bones.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Area. Mrs. Garza marked off an area on the whiteboard to feature the student of the week. Area.
Area. A-R-E-A. Area.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Many. Many students take the bus to and from school each day. Many.
Many. M-A-N-Y. Many.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Order. Mrs. Dawson knew she would have to order her daughter to clean up the bathroom because asking nicely didn't seem to work. Order.
Order. O-R-D-E-R. Order.
Correct.
Skipped. Hey, you skipped me, Henry said when the teacher went around the room asking people to share their favorite foods. Skipped.
Skipped. S-K-I-P-P-E-D. Skipped.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Leave. Although their trip was about to end, Reginald didn't want to leave. Leave.
Leave. L-E-A-V-E. Leave.
Correct.
Stinky. As the first part of his plan, Marty let the eggs sit in a bucket until they were good and stinky. Stinky.
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear what you said that much. I couldn't understand.
Stinky. As the first part of his plan, Marty let the eggs sit in a bucket until they were good and stinky. Stinky.
Stinky? Stinky. S-T-I-N-K-E-Y?
Incorrect.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Some. Some kittens in the litter are black and some have stripes. Some.
Some. S-O-M-E. Some.
Correct. This ends round 2. Miss Bellers can leave the stage. And we will begin round 3.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Tales. Every night, Grandma would tell them tales of the adventures of a kid named Bonzar Bob until they fell asleep. Tales.
Tails. T-A-L-E-S. Tails.
Correct.
Wiggle. Our dog starts to wiggle when he gets the perfect belly rub. Wiggle.
Wiggle. W-I-G-G-L-E. Wiggle.
Correct.
Crafty. The crafty raccoon kept finding a way to eat the food inside the trap without getting caught. Crafty.
Crafty. C-R-A-F-T-Y. Crafty.
Correct.
Bottom. Mom told Miley that his fuzzy sweater was at the bottom of the drawer. Bottom.
Bottom. B-O-T-T-O-M. Bottom.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Blue. After he drew a detailed pirate ship, Zach grabbed a blue crayon to color in the ocean. Blue.
Blue. B-L-U-E. Blue.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Stumped. Are you stumped yet? Her cousin asked when Stella couldn't answer his riddle. Stumped.
Stumped. S-T-U-M-P-E-D. Stumped.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Pace. At the third level, the pace of the video game increases, and you have to do everything faster. Pace.
Pace. P-A-S-E. Pace.
Incorrect. This ends round 3. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage, and we will continue with round 4.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. What? Sorry, what did you say? Mom asked. What?
What? W-H-A-T. What?
Correct.
Busy. Because Mr. Thomas was very busy grading papers, Chelsea decided to wait until later to ask him her question. Busy.
Busy. B-U-S-Y. Busy.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Sole. Jamea scraped gum off the sole of her shoe with a stick. Sole.
Soul. S-O-L-E. Soul.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Tower. The prince climbed to the highest room in the tallest tower to rescue the princess, but she promptly told him she didn't need to be rescued. Tower.
May you repeat the word?
Tower. The prince climbed to the highest room in the tallest tower to rescue the princess. Tower.
Tower. T-O-W-E-R. Tower.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Streak. After winning 26 games of checkers in a row, Kevin's streak was broken with a spectacular loss to his little sister. Streak.
Streak. S-T-R-E-E-C-K.
Incorrect.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Faith. Although Jack's doctor is young, he has faith in her ability to treat her patients. Faith.
Faith. F-A-I-T-H.
Incorrect. That ends round 4. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage. And we will continue with round 5.
Chunks. Phil added chunks of pineapple to the fruit salad for a little tropical flavor. Chunks.
Chunks. C-H-U-N-K-S. Chunks.
Correct.
Uplift. Fang finds that when he's feeling a little sad, Music will quickly uplift his spirits. Uplift.
Uplift. UPLIFT. Uplift.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Freedom. After years of nervousness, Mingna took up meditation and quickly found freedom from her worries. Freedom.
Freedom. FREEDOM. Freedom.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Scared. Taz was scared when the alarm went off. Scared.
Scared. SCARED. Scared.
Correct. This ends round 5. We will begin with round 6.
Gravy. On Thanksgiving, Grandma always spent a long time at the stove stirring the gravy. Gravy.
Gravy. GRAVY. Gravy.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Color. When Ravi returned from sledding, his fingers were icy cold and his cheeks were full of color. Color.
Color. COLOR. Color.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Coop. Eamon's chore list includes feeding the chickens and cleaning out their coop. Coop.
Can you repeat the word?
Coop. Eamon's chore list includes feeding the chickens and cleaning out their coop. Coop.
Coop. COOP. Coop.
Correct.
Nobody. Letty went to the library to ask the desk a question, but nobody was there. Nobody.
Nobody. NOBODY. Nobody.
Correct. This round ends round 6. We will begin with round 7.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Marry. Tiana had wanted to marry in the spring, but she chose to delay her wedding. Marry.
Mary. MARRY. Mary.
Correct.
Visit. Alma brought cookies for her grandpa when she went to visit him. Visit.
Visit. VISIT. Visit.
Correct.
Display. Gabe put on such a display of sadness that his mom finally caved and let him have a cookie. Display.
Display. DISPLAY. Display.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Wonder. Rav watched the ants and began to wonder how they managed to navigate across the yard and back to their hole. Wonder.
Wonder. WONDER. Wonder.
Correct. This ends round 7. We'll continue with round 8.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Sights. Although he doesn't always achieve his goals, Manuel always sets his sights high. Sights.
Sights. SIGHTS. Sights.
Correct.
Peacock. The iridescent tail feathers of a peacock are not fully grown until roughly the age of 3. Peacock.
Peacock. PEACOCK. Peacock.
Correct.
Belongs. Freddie belongs to the golf club, the student council, and the crochet circle at his school. Belongs.
Belongs. BELONGS. Belongs.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Choose. The PTA will choose a new president at tonight's meeting. Choose.
Choose. CHOOSE. Choose.
Correct. This ends round 8. We will continue with round 9.
Greasy. Jamal avoids all greasy foods, including fries, chips, and pizza. Greasy.
Greasy. GREASY. Greasy.
Correct.
Stuttered. Many famous people who stuttered at some point in their lives have gone on to become prominent entertainers. Stuttered.
Stuttered. STUTTERED. Stuttered.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Until. The twins played in the yard until it got dark and their father called them in for bed. Until.
Until. UNTIL. Until.
Correct.
Ohio. Also known as the Buckeye State, Ohio is known as the birthplace of many famous people. Ohio.
Ohio. OHIO. Ohio.
Correct. This ends round 9. We will continue with round 10.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Build. Jasmine watched a little nuthatch build a nest in the tree outside her window. Build.
Build. BUILD. Build.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Elves. Lacey's favorite characters in the book were 2 elves named Dobie and Winky. Elves.
Elves. ELVES, elves.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Glide. Speed skaters glide with such ease that you can't tell they are moving faster than 30 miles per hour. Glide.
Glide. GLIDE. Glide.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Skidded. Kevin's car hit a patch of black ice and skidded across the road. Skidded.
Skitted. SKITTED. Skitted.
Incorrect. This ends round 10. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage and we'll continue with round 11.
Slouch. Sylvie will slouch around the house, pouting for hours before she forces herself to clean her room. Slouch.
Slouch. SLOUCH. Slouch.
Correct.
Pitch black. There was no moon, so it was a pitch black night outside the cozy cabin walls. Pitch black.
Pitch black. PITCHBLACK. Pitch black.
Correct.
Ebb. After a long day of studying on little sleep, Freddie's energy began to ebb. Ebb.
Ebb. EB. Ebb.
Incorrect. That ends round 11. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage, and we will continue with round 12.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Waist. Jane wanted to grow her hair so long that it would hang past her waist. Waist.
Waist. WAIST. Waist.
Correct.
Rental. Asia booked an oceanfront rental for a weekend getaway. Rental.
Rental. RENTAL. Rental.
Correct. That ends round 12. We'll move to round 13.
Slippery. Polly almost fell on the slippery, ice-coated driveway. Slippery.
Slippery. SLIPPERY. Slippery.
Correct.
Innings. With the score tied at 3, the game went into extra innings. Innings.
Innings. INNINGS. Innings.
Correct. That ends round 13. We'll move to round 14.
Hitched. Arthur hitched his horse to a post and went into the barber's shop. Hitched.
Hitched. HITCHED. Hitched.
Correct.
Blotch. Ernie was horrified to discover that his uncapped marker had made a blotch on the car seat. Blotch.
Blotch. BLOTCH. Blotch.
Correct. This round ends round 14. We'll move to round 15.
Weave. MJ learned to weave on their grandmother's loom. Weave.
Weave. WEAVE. Weave.
Correct.
Hummingbird. The male hummingbird can be distinguished from the female by its colorful feathers. Hummingbird.
Hummingbird. HUMMINGBIRD. Hummingbird.
Correct. This ends round 15. We'll move to round 16.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Sheepish. Whale looked sheepish after getting strawberry jam on mom's dress. Sheepish.
Sheepish. SHEEPISH. Sheepish.
Correct.
Smirk. Maya knew Cassie had tripped her because of the smirk on Cassie's face. Smirk.
Smirk. SMIRK. Smirk.
Correct. That ends round 16. We'll move to round 17.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Comic. Julio thought the comic was so funny that he cut it out and taped it to his door. Comic.
Comic. COMIC. Comic.
Correct.
Former. Several former students who are now in college act as mentors to the high school seniors. Former.
Former. FORMER. Former.
Correct. This ends round 17. We'll move to round 18.
Interesting. Beth finds etymologies interesting and spends hours reading the dictionary. Interesting.
Interesting. INTERESTING. Interesting.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Doodled. Mom doodled on the paper menu while she waited for our meals to arrive. Doodled.
Doodled. DOODLED. Doodled.
Correct. This ends round 18. We'll move to round 19.
Slivers. Laura topped the pasta with slivers of Parmesan and a sprinkling of fresh parsley. Slivers.
Slivers. SLIVERS. Slivers.
Correct.
Bossiness. Henry's teacher warned him that his bossiness wouldn't make him many friends. Bossiness.
Bossiness. BOSSINESS. bossiness.
Correct. This ends round 19. We'll move to round 20.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Jinx. After missing his 9th shot in a row, Terry started to wonder if someone had placed a jinx on the basketball court. Jinx.
Jinx. Jinx. Jinx.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Spading. Ginny unearthed an old plastic toy while spading her garden. Spading.
Spading. Spading. Spading.
Correct. That ends round 20. We'll move to round 21.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. People. Mom encouraged George to ignore what people say and to be himself. People.
People. P-E-O-P-L-E. People.
Correct.
Wi-Fi. Reggie bemoaned the awful Wi-Fi at his hotel. Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. W-I-F-I. Wi-Fi.
Correct. This ends round 21. We'll move to round 22.
Arrive. The internet map said that if they started driving at 10 in the morning, it should take 6 hours to arrive in Valdosta. Arrive.
Arrive. A-R-R-I-V-E. Arrive.
Incorrect.
Sockets. After losing 3 baby teeth in 3 days, Lila became slightly worried that her mouth would soon be filled with nothing but empty sockets. Sockets.
Sockets. S-O-C-K-E-T-S. Sockets.
Correct. You can stay for the anticipated championship word.
Disband. Professor Umbridge ordered all student organizations to disband immediately. Disband.
Disband. D-I-S-B-A-N-D. Disband.
Correct.
Congratulations, Paige Johnson, the Junior Division runner-up, and Samson Tumberg, the 2023 Junior Division champion. We will present awards after the official B. At this time, I'd like to call the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade spellers to the floor. Bailey Reif, Reed Cole, Mia Dowser, Brooke Tangerman, Hudson Nelson, Charlie Jansen, Abby Hutta, Zoe Kaiser, Madison Funk, Tanea Keys, Amelia Johnson, Sam Hooper, Jenna Savala, Eva Cairo, Claire Cole, and Luke Hutta. Please sit in the order that you were called. We will will begin with a practice round and then proceed to round one of the official bee.
Okay, this will be a practice round.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Hot. Hakeem used an oven mitt when he pulled the hot pan out of the oven. Hot.
Hot. H-O-T. Hot.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Map. Mom loves to use a paper map for road trips, but Jenny keeps her smartphone charged up just in case. Map.
Map. M-A-P. Map.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. 10. Jilly lived in Florida for 10 years before moving to California. 10.
10. T-E-N. 10.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Moo. When she was a toddler, Jasmine would moo every time she saw a cow in a book. Moo.
Moon. M-O-N-E. Moon.
Bill. The male ruddy duck has a sky blue bill and a bright white cheek. Bill.
Bill. B-I-L-L. Bill.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Had. Lucy had an astonishingly large collection of cow stuffies. Had.
Had. H-A-D. Had.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Off. Samara took her shoes off the moment she got home from school every day. Off.
Off. O-F-F. Off.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Toys. Every night before bed, Iris puts her toys away neatly. Toys.
Toys. T-O-Y-S. Toys.
Correct.
Can. As Darren wobbled on the ladder, paint sloshed over the edge of the can and colored the bushes lavender. Can.
Can. C-A-N.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Nets. On a trip to Vietnam to visit her grandparents, Trang learned how local fishermen use giant nets to catch fish every day. Nets.
Nets. Nets. Nets.
Correct.
Cry. When Megan is tired, sad, or worried, she often feels better after having a good cry.
Cry. C-R-Y. Cry.
Correct.
Hint. Delilah's brownies were chewy and rich, with just a hint of cinnamon. Hint.
Hint. H-I-N-T. Hint.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Cups. Tyler dried the cups and put them away in the cabinet. Cups.
Cups. C-U-P-S. Cups.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Page. Winnie ripped the page out of her coloring book and hung it on the fridge with a magnet. Page.
Page. P-A-G-E. Page.
Correct.
Put. Miss Jackson sighed and put her book down when her cat meowed to be let into the room. Put.
Put. P-U-T. Put.
Correct.
Like. Everyone says that Josie looks a lot like her mom. Like.
Like. L-I-K-E. Like.
Correct. We will now begin with round one.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Speck. By the time Ming was done cleaning, there wasn't a speck of dirt in his house. Speck.
Speck. S-P-E-C-K. Speck.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Washing. The kids came to the table after they were done washing their hands. Washing.
Washing. W-A-S-H-I-N-G. Washing.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Sorry. Heidi was sorry to see her brother go off to college. Sorry.
Sorry. S-O-R-R-Y. Sorry.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. White. A little soaking and scrubbing made Tanya's favorite shirt nice and white again. White.
White. W-H-I-T-E. White.
Correct.
Phone. Tony's mother will phone his dentist to set up an appointment. Phone.
Phone. P-H-O-N-E. Phone.
Correct.
Table. Anthony cleared his books off the table so people could sit down for dinner. Table.
Table. Table. Table.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Roots. Tiana carefully dug around the roots of the flower in order to move it to another part of the garden. Roots.
Roots. Roots. Roots.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Copy. Marty claimed that his sister was always trying to copy him. Copy.
Copy. Copy. Copy.
Correct.
Sheesh. Sheesh, Elaine said. Can I just have a minute to myself, please? Sheesh.
Sheesh. Sheesh. Sheesh.
Correct.
Bobbed. The rubber ducky bobbed happily on the calm seas of the filled bathtub. Bobbed.
Bobbed. Bobbed. Bobbed.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Files. When the family computer broke, Nate lost a lot of his files, including art he had made. Files.
Files. Files. Files.
Correct.
Only. Ross sometimes wishes he wasn't an only child, but then again, he never has to share his dessert. Only.
Only. Only. Only.
Correct.
Clash. Mom says the colors in Harry's pink, red, and orange outfit clash, but he is wearing the outfit anyway. Clash.
Clash. Clash. Clash.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Feedback. Mr. T provided feedback to each student after their presentation. Feedback.
Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
Correct.
Forget. As soon as John finished his first airplane ride, he said he would never forget it for the rest of his life. Forget.
Forget. Forget. Forget.
Correct.
Swoop. Jess watched the eagles swoop and chase each other over the waves. Swoop.
SWOOP. Swoop.
Correct. This ends round one. We will continue into round two.
Greeting. Hortense air-kissed her niece once on each cheek in the traditional Parisian greeting. Greeting.
Greeting. Greeting. Greeting.
Correct.
Bandmates. Margot and her bandmates debuted their song at the school's talent show. Bandmates.
Bandmates. BANDMATES. mates. Bandmates.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Curly. Sid piled her curly hair on top of her head so that it resembled a halo of ringlets. Curly.
Curly. C-U-R-L-Y. Curly.
Correct.
Funky. John's favorite place to get breakfast is a funky little diner on the outskirts of town. Funky.
Funky. F-U-N-K-Y. Funky.
Correct.
Rare. Misty has a rare talent for ballet dancing. Rare.
Rare. R-A-R-E. Rare.
Correct.
Blessings. When Dev started counting his blessings and quickly passed 100, he knew he was a fortunate kid. Blessings.
Blessings. B-L-E-S-S-I-N-G-S. Blessings.
Correct.
Growling. When Mary's belly is growling, she heads to the pantry to grab a snack. Growling.
Growling. G-R-O-W-L-I-N-G. Growling.
Correct.
Swept. Last night, Carl swept the kitchen floor and did the dishes before heading to bed. Swept.
Swept. S-W-E-P-T. Swept.
Correct.
Fudge. The accountant refused to fudge the numbers so his client could pay lower taxes. Fudge.
Fudge. F-U-D-G-E. Fudge.
Correct.
Fasting. In her social studies class, Raina learned that many religions encourage fasting at certain times of the year. Fasting.
Fasting. F-A-S-T-I-N-G. Fasting.
Correct.
Everyone. Since the planet belongs to everyone, the teacher said it was everyone's responsibility to take care of it. Everyone.
Everyone. E-V-E-R-Y-O-N-E. Everyone.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Another. Ebony's dad said they couldn't get another fish until they had a larger fish tank. Another.
Another. A-N-O-T-H-E-R. Another.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Model. For her social studies assignment, Hannah made a model of the White House out of modeling clay, toothpicks, and tiny marshmallows. Model.
Model. M-O-D-E-L. Model.
Correct.
Frantic. Abel made a frantic search through his backpack looking for his missing assignment. Frantic.
Frantic. F-R-A-N-T-I-C. Frantic.
Correct.
Heavy. Jasmine's backpack was so heavy she was certain she would tip over backwards. Heavy.
Heavy. H-E-A-V-Y. Heavy.
Correct.
Lousy. Olga worries that her running in tonight's track meet might be lousy because she has been sick all week. Lousy.
Lousy. L-O-U-S-Y. Lousy.
Correct. This ends round 2. We will advance to round 3.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. During. John was only late for class once during the school year. During.
During. D-U-R-I-N-G. During.
Correct.
Minute. Maybelle believes she could have finished all the exam questions if she had had one more minute to work. Minute.
Minute. M-I-N-U-T-E. Minute.
Correct.
Damaged. The fender bender damaged Maury's car, but it was still safe to drive. Damaged.
Can you repeat the word?
Damaged. The fender bender damaged Maury's car, but it was still safe to drive. Damaged.
Damaged. D-A-M-A-G-E-D. Damaged.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Beetle. Allie watched as a little brown beetle scuttled across the sidewalk in front of her. Beetle.
Beetle. B-E-E-T-L-E. Beetle.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Quiet. Hetty and Luke were quiet while Mom was on the phone. Quiet.
Quiet. Q-U-I-E-T. Quiet.
Correct.
Everlasting. Due to climate change, the North Pole may no longer be a place of everlasting snow and ice. Everlasting.
Everlasting. E-V-E-R-L-A-S-T-I-N-G. Everlasting.
Correct.
Awesome. Jody thought that the singer's latest release was awesome. Awesome.
Awesome. A-W-E-S-O-M-E. Awesome.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Saints. When a nice couple stopped to help with our flat tire, Mom thanked them 100 times and called them saints on earth. Saints.
Saints. S-A-I-N-T-S. Saints.
Correct.
Discarded. Annie discarded the leftovers in the fridge that were growing fuzz. Discarded.
Discarded. Discarded. Discarded.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Foster. The Listers have a very busy house with 7 biological children and 2 foster children. Foster.
Foster. Foster. Foster.
Correct.
Railings. Fans pressed against the railings to try to get an autograph from the rock star. Railings.
Railings. Railings. Railings.
Correct.
Spellbound. Ella was spellbound as her aunt described her trip to Italy. Spellbound.
Spellbound. Spellbound. Spellbound.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Overseas. Remy loved his semester overseas, but he was thrilled to come home and see his parents after such a long time away. Overseas.
Overseas. Overseas. Overseas.
Correct.
Easily. The kitten easily climbed to the top of the tree, but then didn't know how to get down. Easily.
Easily. Easily. Easily.
Correct.
Gloomy. Elena knows to steer clear of her brother when he is in one of his gloomy moods. Gloomy.
Gloomy. Gloomy. Gloomy.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Nimble. Ying's nimble fingers moved quickly up and down the violin as he played the piece. Nimble.
Nimble. Nimble. Nimble.
Correct. This ends round 3. We will move to round 4.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Inkling. Veronica and Evan planned their prank so thoroughly that the victim didn't have the slightest inkling that there was a bucket of glitter hanging above her head. Inkling.
Inkling. Inkling. Inkling.
Correct.
Snooty. Harry disliked snooty Aunt Marge, but didn't intend to sabotage her visit. Snooty.
Snooty. Snooty. Snooty.
Correct.
Sparrow. The sparrow is such a common bird that its beauty is sometimes not appreciated. Sparrow.
Sparrow. SPARROW. Sparrow.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Beginning. Rosie is just beginning to learn geometry, but she already likes it a lot. Beginning.
Beginning. BEGINNING. Beginning.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Joggled. When Rudy joggled the table, the tower of blocks tottered a bit but did not fall. Joggled.
Joggled. JOGGLED. Joggled.
Correct.
Whizzed. A bumblebee whizzed past us on its way to the lavender plants. Whizzed.
Whizzed. WIZED. Whizzed.
Incorrect.
Cottonwood. The cottonwood in Ursula's front yard is more than 50 years old. Cottonwood.
Cottonwood. COTTONWOOD. Cottonwood.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Hauling. Sarah will be hauling her little cousins from their school to their soccer practice this afternoon. Hauling.
Hauling. HAULING. Hauling.
Correct.
Slather. JC was so sensitive to the sun that she had to slather sunscreen on every inch of exposed skin before she went outside. Slather.
Slather. SLATHER. Slather.
Correct.
Apartment. Travis is looking for a new apartment in a neighborhood where the rents aren't so high. Apartment.
Apartment. APPARTMENT. Apartment.
Incorrect.
Archers. Longbow archers were crucial to Henry V's victory in the Battle of Agincourt. Archers.
Archers. ARCHERS. Archers.
Correct.
Floral. The floral emblem of the state of Tennessee is the iris. Floral.
Floral. FLORAL. Floral.
Correct.
Murals. The students decided to spruce up the outside of the school with a series of murals. Murals.
Murals. M-U-R-A-Ls. L-S. Murals.
Incorrect.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Arrows. Legolas touched his quiver and realized that he had only 3 arrows left. Arrows.
Arrows. A-R-R-O-W-S. Arrows.
Correct.
Decide. Jerry and Joni usually decide what dessert they want before they think about their entrees. Decide.
Decide. D-E-C-I-D-E. Decide.
Correct.
Traditional. Julian celebrates his heritage by wearing traditional clothing during the Basque Cultural Festival held annually in his hometown. Traditional.
Traditional. T-R-A-D-I-T-I-O-N-A-L. Traditional.
Correct. This ends round 4. Miss Spellers can leave the stage. And we will continue with round 5.
Adorable. Jake and the dog had different opinions about whether it was adorable to put a sombrero on the dog. Adorable.
Adorable. A-D-O-R-A-B-L-E. Adorable.
Correct.
Constant. No matter what else happens, there is one constant in Nora's house. Dog hair on every possible surface. Constant.
Constant. C-O-N-S-T-A-N-T. Constant.
Correct.
Probably. Mary's mom checked her phone and said the bus would probably be here in a minute. Probably.
Probably. P-R-O-B-A-B-L-Y. Probably.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Balance. Hannah quickly learned how to maintain her balance on a bicycle. Balance.
Balance. B-A-L-A-N-C-E. Balance.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Beyond. Miss Morris makes sure to give her students work that is neither too easy nor beyond their abilities. Beyond.
Beyond. B-E-Y-O-N-D. Beyond.
Correct.
Kneeling. Grandma always needed a hand to stand up after kneeling. Kneeling.
Kneeling. K-N-E-E-L-I-N-G. Kneeling.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Bruise. Benjamin banged his arm on the table, causing a large bruise. Bruise.
Bruise. B-R-U-I-S-E. Bruise.
Correct.
Exciting. The professor told Aaliyah that she had chosen an exciting subject for her research. Exciting.
Exciting. Exciting. Exciting.
Correct.
Actually. Everyone thought she was lying, but it turned out Mary actually was related to the famous basketball player. Actually.
Can you repeat that word?
Actually. Everyone thought she was lying, but it turned out Mary actually was related to the famous basketball player. Actually.
Actually. Actually. Actually.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Balm. Erica bought some lip balm to soothe her chapped lips. Balm.
Bomb. BOLM. Bomb.
Incorrect.
Donkeys. Donkeys are slower than horses, but are more sure-footed on rough terrain. Donkeys.
Donkeys. DONKEYS. Donkeys.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Purchase. Check this out, Micah said, showing off his latest purchase. Purchase.
Purchase. PURCHASE. Purchase.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Orca. The orca is found in all oceans from the Arctic and Antarctic regions to tropical areas. Orca.
Orca. ORCA. Orca.
Correct. This ends round 5, and the spellers can leave the stage. And we will continue with round 6.
Spick and span. Using only baking soda and a cleaner made from diluted vinegar, Kelly made the kitchen spick and span.
Spick and span. SPICKANDSPAN. Pick and span.
Correct.
Python. Marcelo feeds his pet ball python, Izzy, one frozen mouse thawed out each week. Python.
Python. PYTHON. Python.
Correct.
Tomorrow. Patrice intends to start reading her new book tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. TOMORROW. Tomorrow.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Squinched. Luca squinched his face up as Mom pulled the splinter out of his foot with tweezers, but thankfully it only took a second. Squinched.
Squinched. Squinchd. Squinched.
Correct.
Torment. The tsunami brought devastation to the island and torment to the islanders. Torment.
Torment. Torment. Torment.
Correct.
Arrested. The police arrested 2 suspects, but released them a day later due to lack of evidence. Arrested.
Arrested. Arrested. Arrested.
Correct.
Pangs. Not 10 minutes after his second breakfast, Frodo was struck with pangs of hunger that took him right back to the kitchen for a snack. Pangs.
Pains. Pains. Pains.
Incorrect.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Wrestle. Kaya and Ari often wrestle on the living room floor even though their mother forbids them from doing it. Wrestle.
Wrestle. Wrestle. Wrestle.
Correct.
Evaded. Jackson evaded Grace's question, but he knew he would eventually have to respond. Evaded.
Can you repeat?
Evaded. Jackson evaded Grace's question, but he knew he would eventually have to respond. Evaded.
Evaded. Evated. Evaded.
Incorrect.
Rituals. Damar had a set of rituals involving a very particular way to lace up his sneakers before each game. Rituals.
Rituals. Rituals. Rituals.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Embrace. Joaquin cannot wait to embrace his wife when she arrives home from her lengthy business trip. Embrace.
Embrace. Embrace. Embrace.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Ceiling. The ceiling in Danielle's room is covered with glow-in-the-dark stars. Ceiling.
Ceiling. Ceiling.
Incorrect. This ends round 6. Ms. Pellers can leave the stage. And we'll begin round 7.
Innocent. The jury found Cassidy innocent of the charge. Innocent.
Innocent. INNOCENT. innocent.
Correct.
Container. Joanna's meal delivery shipment arrives packed in a specially lined container. Container.
Container. CONTAINER. Container.
Correct.
Overtly. The player's habit of overtly criticizing the referees ended up getting him a hefty fine from the league. Overtly.
Overtly. OVERTLY. Overtly.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Oftentimes. When the weather is nice, Maria oftentimes takes her book out to the hammock to read. Oftentimes.
Oftentimes. OFTENTIMES. Oftentimes.
Correct.
Economy. One sign that an economy is doing well is a low unemployment rate. Economy.
Economy. ECONOMY. Economy.
Correct.
Reservation. Melissa and Matthew called the restaurant ahead of time to ask about a reservation before heading out. Reservation.
Reservation. RESERVATION. Reservation.
Correct.
Benefited. The new outdoor meeting area benefited both the teachers and students at the school. Benefited.
Benefited. BENIFITED. Benefited.
Incorrect.
Temperature. In Washington, D.C., the average temperature ranges from about 30 degrees Fahrenheit in winter to about 86 degrees Fahrenheit in summer. Temperature.
Temperature. TEMPERATURE. Temperature.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Peevish. The nurse showed great patience and forbearance toward his peevish patient. Peevish.
Peevish. PEEVISH. Peevish.
Correct. This ends round 7. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage. We will continue with round 8.
Chicago. Although Chicago is nicknamed the Windy City, it is actually less windy than many other U.S. cities. Chicago.
Chicago. CHICAGO. Chicago.
Correct.
Door jam. Hannah bumped her elbow against the door jamb while bringing in the laundry. Door jam.
Door jam. DOORJAM. Door jam.
Incorrect.
Flybys. There have been numerous flybys of Mars, including a dual mission in 1969. Flybys.
Flybys. Flybys. Flybys.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Andean. The Andean condor is the largest bird of prey in the world. Andean.
Andean. A-N-D-E-A-N. Andean.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Poppet. Come along, Poppet, said the nanny to her 2-year-old charge. Poppet.
Poppet. P-O-P-P-E-T. Poppet.
Correct.
Bovines. It was easy for Michael to spot the low horse in a field full of bovines. Bovines.
Bovines. B-O-V-I-N-E-S. Bovines.
Correct.
Pistons. Talia identified the moving pieces in the reciprocating engines as pistons. Pistons.
Pistons. P-I-S-T-O-N-S. Pistons.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Angola. Agostinho Neto, a physician and a gifted poet, was the first president of Angola after it achieved independence from Portugal in 1975. Angola.
Can you say the word one more time?
Angola.
Angola. A-N-G-O-L-A. Angola.
Correct. This ends round 8. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage, and we'll move to round 9.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Brooding. Jake sat in his room, brooding over his grade on the math test. Brooding.
Brooding. B-R-O-O-D-I-N-G. Brooding.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Geopolitics. The geopolitics of mainland European nations are fascinating given the nations' long histories and close proximity. Geopolitics.
Geopolitics. G-E-O-P-O-L-I-T-I-C-S. Geopolitics.
Correct.
Feisty. The feisty little terrier would play fetch for hours. Feisty.
Feisty. F-E-I-S-T-Y. Feisty.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Serum. Balto was a Siberian husky famous for leading a team of sled dogs that rushed a serum to Nome, Alaska to combat a diphtheria outbreak. Serum.
Serum. serum. Serum.
Correct.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Embossed. The leather saddle was embossed with images of cactus roses. Embossed.
Embossed. EMBOSSED. Embossed.
Correct.
Ordained. Diane was ordained as a minister after graduating from the seminary. Ordained.
Could you please repeat the word?
Ordained. Diane was ordained as a minister after graduating from the seminary. Ordained.
Could you please repeat it one more time?
Ordained. Diane was ordained as a minister after graduating from the seminary. Ordained.
Ordained. ORDAMED. Ordained.
Incorrect.
Unacknowledged. Gina felt herself to be the unacknowledged leader of the group. Unacknowledged.
Can you repeat the word?
Unacknowledged. Gina felt herself to be the unacknowledged leader of the group. Unacknowledged.
Unacknowledged. UNAGKNOWLEDGED. Unacknowledged.
Incorrect. This ends round 10. Ms. Bellers can leave the stage and we'll move on to round 11.
Defunct. The mechanical adding machine became defunct following the advent of the pocket calculator. Defunct.
Defunct. DEFUNT. Defunct.
Incorrect.
Acrid. The acrid sulfur fumes made Gustavo's eyes water. Acrid.
Acrid. ACRID. Acrid.
Correct.
Retribution. Art felt certain that his fender bender was divine retribution for all the times he had honked his horn impatiently at other drivers. Retribution.
Retribution. RETROBUTION. Retribution.
Incorrect.
Churned. Winnie's stomach churned after eating 3 corn dogs and then going on the looping roller coaster. Churned.
Churned. CHURNED. Churned.
Reenactment. A history enthusiast, Carl desperately wanted to attend a reenactment of the Battle of Gettysburg. Reenactment.
Reenactment. Reanactment. Reenactment.
Incorrect. That ends round 10. Ms. Spellers can leave the stage, and we will continue with round 11.
Exhilaration. Nothing could match the exhilaration Sebastian felt when zooming down a mountain on skis. Exhilaration.
Exhilaration. Exhilaration. Exhilaration.
Correct.
Pioneered. Yasmin pioneered the use of baggies to keep board game pieces organized. Pioneered.
Pioneered. Pioneered. Pioneer.
Correct. We will move on to round 12.
This word has a homonym or could be confused with another word. Tenets. One of the tenets of Joey's philosophy is that people are inherently good, but dogs are better. Tenets.
Tenants. Tenants. Tenants.
Incorrect.
Subsidence. After the subsidence of the silt Chanel had stirred up in the creek, the water flowed clear again. Subsidence.
Subsidence. Subsidence. Subsidence.
Correct. You can stay for the championship word.
Configuration. The botany students learned to identify the plants by the configuration of their leaves. Configuration.
Configuration. Configuration. Configuration.
Correct.
Congratulations, Mia Dowser, the official B runner-up, and Hudson Nelson, the 2023 official B champion. Please join the other contestants on the bleachers, and we will begin the awards ceremony soon. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the members of the Spelling Bee Committee that organized today's competition. Special thanks are extended to Mrs. Geiser, Ms. Kapachik, Mrs. Hillica, Ms. Yelanimi, and Mrs. Rasmussen. If we could please have a round of applause. All the spellers in today's competition will receive a certificate of participation and a $5 gift certificate for Scholastic Books. In addition, the runners-up of both divisions will receive a $10 gift certificate for Scholastic Books, and the champions will receive a $10 gift certificate for Scholastic Books and a game. The runners-up and champions of both divisions will also receive a medallion. Our Spelling Bee coordinator, Mrs. Rasmussen, will now present the awards. At this time, I'd like to call up all the 3rd and 4th grade spellers to receive their certificates and awards. Please stand in your seating order with the runner-up and champion to follow. Paige Johnson, Samson Tumberg, Ashlyn Winter, Kendall Peterson, Aiden Heckerdle, Rowan Dunne, Lillian Tesh, Rihanna Nevela. Congratulations go to Paige Johnson for being the runner-up and Samson Tumberg for being the champion. I'd like to now call up all the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade spellers to receive their certificates and awards. Bailey Reif, Reed Cole, Mia Dowser, Brooke Tangerman, Hudson Nelson, Charlie Jansen, Abby Hutta, Zoe Kaiser, Madison Funk, Tanea Keys, Amelia Johnson, Sam Hooper, Jenna Savila, Eva Cairo, Claire Cole, and Luke Hutta. Congratulations to Mia Dozier for being the runner-up and Hudson Nelson for being the Spelling Bee champion. Hudson will now go to compete in the Regional B on March 22nd in Staples. The champions and runners-up of each division are asked to remain in the gymnasium for pictures. This concludes our program. Thank you all for coming.